All right, so right off the get, this is kind of like an awkward little place to record. Honestly, couldn't be any creepier of a place to record. But I just kind of like felt like making this video today. I don't really. It's interesting because it's like I had the what is it, the inkling, or I don't know what to call it, but like this gut feeling to sit here and talk about this today, just because it's been on my mind and everything. But now that I'm like actually like sitting down here and recording, I don't really feel one or two ways about it. I wonder if there's a way to. Sorry, I'm gonna try to. Oof, I don't know. I feel like no matter what I do to the settings, it's not going to look great. Whoa, that is hella bright. Oh God. Bring it down a notch. I think that's fine, right? Well, what did it look like before? I don't even remember. Whatever. I don't know how to work a camera anymore. I'll just bring it back down to. We'll stick with it. Who cares how it looks, right? Well, anyway, so I just been doing some thinking. Just thinking about the way that my life has been going and everything. I guess I just sort of like wanted to give myself a little update here and everything. Again, sorry that this is so fucking creepy and weird, and I'm doing this like at night, like in my car and that kind of thing. It really sets a tone a little bit, but I don't know. I just been thinking like, I really do make a great slave. Maybe an interesting way to phrase it, but honestly, like it's like not that inaccurate in my opinion, because I just noticed that like, I fall into these habits and everything, right? Where, I don't know, like I want to be able to take action in my life and I want to be able to take my life back. But I feel like whenever I don't know, like set off onto that endeavor and everything, it's always like the beginning, right? The beginning is always motivating. Everybody's motivated in the beginning to, chase their dreams, accomplish a goal of some kind. That's always very exciting in the beginning, but it's just like being able to maintain that momentum. Like that momentum is not always going to be, throughout the journey, kind of like how it was in the beginning when you were most excited and everything, and I feel like I've been on a lot of these endeavors and stuff throughout the past like few years, give or take. A lot of these exciting, endeavors on, how my life is going to change, how I'm going to do this, that, and the other, and at some point or another, sometimes, these journeys last longer than others and that kind of thing. But I notice I always end up falling off of them, which is not something that I say, with my chest out and with the, utmost pride and whatever. I mean, obviously it's not something to take pride in, but I just noticed that like, whenever I want to, do anything to better myself, to sort of like be more selfish and do things that are, obviously going to be a lot better for me in the long run, I notice I always like sort of like I end up falling off at one point or another. And the most recent example I can think of is, maybe it's too soon to say that I fell off, but I mentally feel like I've kind of fallen off of it. But like, I was trying to be more physically active. I'd never really been a physically active person, throughout my entire life. I mean, I'd done things, like I was, on the water polo team in high school, swim team, whatever, it's like, but it was never like things that I actively like went out and did myself and felt like I enjoyed it. I was never really like an active person. But like I told myself, you know, sometime this year, that I was going to start taking my fitness and stuff more seriously and everything, you know, that this was going to be the change, you know, and I was going to stick to it. And honestly, like, this fitness journey was actually the longest I had been on. It lasted, if I could put a time frame on it, maybe like 3 months, maybe just under, something like that. And it was it was a good run. But it's already been like, I want to say 3 to 4 weeks since I last been to the gym and stuff like that. And I don't mentally feel like I'm ready to go back. You know, it just kind of makes me wonder where it all kind of tumbles down and everything, you know. I'm eating junk food again. I'm not treating my body right and everything, you know. So without really getting too, you know, because that's not what this video is about, really. It's more of like the fact that, like, you know, I've been really like working a lot. You know, I feel like I've noticed that I've quite literally become like this sort of, I want to call that like a cube monkey, but I'm doing more than just like, you know, just like sitting at a desk for like, you know, like 10, 12 hours a day. But it's just like, I just noticed that I've just really become this like, I don't know, this vessel for a company, you know, to sort of like extract, you know, its value out of me and everything. And, you know, I go back to the job, you know, day by day. I can't even work like a normal 40 hours a week, you know, these days. Like, you know, it's always like at least 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 hours a day working every single day. I don't hardly even get days off, you know, like anymore, like I used to. I can't make the time for it. But that's the thing, is just like, it's just very interesting how like I'm in this position now, right? Where like I'm literally, you know, like shelling like, you know, like, you know, over half of the day, you know, like there's 24 hours in a day. I'm spending 12 hours in a day working, you know, like 8 of those hours are supposed to be spent sleeping, right? Like there's not a lot of time for me to be like an actual human being, you know, like, and it's just interesting to me that like I can sort of like find myself in this position where I can extract this time, you know, for this company that obviously, you know, all it wants to do is just extract its value out of me. And it's something that I allow, obviously, because I need to live, you know? But it's just interesting how like I can devote all this time to the work that I need to do in order to, you know, make it in this world, because it's like, I don't really have another way to go right now. But I can do this and then not actually devote any sort of time or, you know, anything that's going to provide value to me, you know, at the end of the day. You know, it's like, what am I actually like doing at the end of the day right now? It's like, you know, I'm just quite literally, I'm trying to survive, basically, you know? And it's like, again, I don't really feel one or two ways about it. As of this current point in time, I feel like I've made, you know, a ton of videos, you know, in the past, you know, not all of them online, of just like, I don't know, like me just being like sad or like in a dark place or something like that, you know. And I don't necessarily feel like that as of right now. It's just sort of like, I've just been thinking, I'm like, this is kind of like just how my life is right now. And it's like, you know, it's just an interesting thought. That like, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just quite literally like at this point, I'm just so like done. I'm fed up with just being like, you know, sorry for myself. Cause I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's like, I just feel like I've always been like a loser in life. You know what I mean? And it's not something I complain about. It's not something that I, you know, maybe it's something I'm a little bit self-conscious about, you know, at times. Even today, I think what kind of like, spurred me on to make this video today was like the fact that, well, basically, like, I can say this, right? Yeah. Well, today, I spent another, 12 hours, working today. It was something a little bit different, but basically I was trying to, get my ServSafe certification so that I could, be a proper figurehead, in the store that I'm currently, running and everything at the moment. And it's just like one of those things. Let me explain what the thing is, right? It's like, it was me, and it was probably like maybe like 4 other people there that were, working to get their ServSafe certification and everything. It's like we had to, go on the ServSafe website and, like run through all these modules and everything, and out of all of us that went in there and took it, every single one of us completed it, except me. We had 12 hours in the day to complete it. I fell behind everybody else, everybody else, completed everything, within the 12 hours, some of them earlier, some of them a lot earlier. They could have gotten it done a lot earlier and stuff, but like, they were just like, well, it was kind of like, I'm sure it wasn't intentional, but what kind of like added like a little bit of insult to injury was like, bro, like literally like a couple of these people literally they got done with like their like modules like so early. Like, we were in like a nice little room. There was like a little extra room like in the right next to where we were, working and stuff like that, and like there was like couches and stuff. They like literally went like after they finished and like took a nap basically, like, and we're just like waiting for the next step, and they still left early like afterwards. And like, I'm there in the room with everybody else, I'm following the steps like everybody else, and I still found a way to get left behind, and I ended up staying from like 7 a.m. to like 7:30, and I didn't even complete the course. So I have to dedicate a separate day to go to to another location to complete the course. I probably have like a couple more hours worth of work to complete that. Hopefully I don't fail the test. But yeah, it was just interesting because it's like, I don't know, I just feel like I've always sort of like been like a loser, and it's something that like, again, it's like it doesn't bother me. I mean, it does. I mean, it's like I notice that like, whenever I feel that way, I know that's what I am. It's like an acknowledgement. It's not even like a feeling. It's just an acknowledgement. It's just sort of like interesting to observe that it's like, I don't know. I understand that like losing in life and everything, and being a little slower and almost fucking every category in in life and everything is like, I really want to acknowledge that it's all part of the process, but it's like, God damn, it's like, I can't just get a win like every now and again, I don't know. I don't want to be like not grateful for, what I have in my life and everything, it's like I always think that like, one of the things that certainly helps to keep me sane is like, just knowing that like we're all kind of like, on our own path and everything, and things could always be, a lot worse. Like at least I have a job, to make money and, make sort of a living, if we can call it that. Some people don't even have that. For some that would be a privilege. So it's like I definitely like want to be able to count my blessings where I have them and everything. But it just gets to a point where it's like you just feel like, like I definitely deserve more, right? Like not that I'm ungrateful. I'm not trying to be greedy, but it's just like, there's just so much more to life to experience, and I feel like I haven't even like scratched the iceberg, like I haven't even like touched the tip of the surface, with what there is to experience. And it's like sometimes I can't help but to feel like I'm a little bit left out, you know, like so I don't know. I just feel like this is important to document, because it's like not like me making this video to like sort of like make another statement like, you know, this is the video where I'm back and I'm about to get on this grind, and I've been on this train 15 times already, you know, like like I sort of like, I can make all the statements that I want and everything, you know, and say I'm gonna do this and say I'm gonna do that, but I know how like I know how the hype train works and everything, you know what I mean? It's like the hype train, you know, it has to come to a stop at some point, you know, and then it kind of fundamentally comes down to like, how much do you really want it? And I can't help but to think that, like, you know, no matter how many times, you know, I fall off this train and everything, you know, it's like it always still just lingers in the back of my mind somewhere that, like, you know, maybe I shouldn't give up on this, you know. Maybe it's okay for me to still have a dream, you know, to not settle for, you know, what my life is right now, you know. It doesn't have to just be this way. And I know I've been on this train countless times, and I know I'm gonna have moments where I'm unmotivated and that kind of thing, but like, I just need to be a really good slave, like to myself, you know, like maybe that's a fucking weird way to phrase it, but this slave mentality that I, you know, have, like, you know, like, why am I letting this company extract all of this time and all of my life, you know, like, why am I literally incapable of like just applying that mentality to myself? And I just feel like, well, maybe if I just think that, like, you know, everybody needs to get, you know, drunk on something, I think, you know, in order to make it through this life and everything, you know. I feel like being a slave doesn't have to be all that bad, you know. I just feel like there's just moments where like we quite literally just can't be present for everything, you know. It's like we have to kind of like let, you know, life sort of like extract a little bit of you know, our being and everything. And I feel like I sound so fucking crazy when I talk like that, but I feel like I just need to sort of like, you know, rewire what it means to be a slave. And I need to sort of like, yeah, I don't know, like sort of like just re-trigger the mentality somewhere, you know what I mean? I can't believe it's been 18 minutes already. Wow. I don't feel like I've been here that long. Yeah. So again, it's just more or less I don't know. Again, this isn't like, you know, like a video where I feel like I'm gonna, you know, proclaim that I'm gonna be back and everything, but I feel like, again, it's just, you know, I find myself, you know, coming back to this and doing the absolute bare fucking minimum, not even that, you know, whenever I, you know, make a video and everything, just because there's still like a fucking inkling in there, you know, of like, I do deserve better, you know. I deserve to be happy. I think everybody does. And it gets really fucking sad when we kind of like feel like we don't deserve that anymore. And I feel like that's why I come back, because I feel like I deserve it sometimes, you know? So, I don't know. I know that I still have a lot of life to live and everything, you know, but like, you know, goddamn, sometimes this life feels way too goddamn long, if that makes sense. Like, not in any sort of, I'm not trying to say that in a concerning way, like I mentioned, you know, but it just, it just feels like a long time. Like, every day just feels so long, you know? But maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that's, you know, it just means I have more chances to make it right. Right? So, anyway, I think I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video off here. Hopefully, hopefully whoever's watching this, like, hopefully you kind of understand what I'm talking about, or was able to extract any kind of value out of, you know, just where my mind is at right now and everything. And yeah, hopefully it's, you know, helpful to somebody. Hopefully it serves me, you know, a little bit later on down the line. You know, I'm sure I'll look back at this, you know, one of these days and everything. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll be seeing you guys, you know, sometime. Yeah. Sorry, it's awkward. I wasn't sure how to, and I was trying to think about how to end it, but it's fine. It's done. I said everything I wanted to say. So, yeah. Anyway, take care of yourselves, and I will be seeing you around. Bye-bye.